The 5 best weapons beginners need to use that pros abuse in Apex Legends. My name is Rainday. Welcome back to the channel. For those who are new, I love you, and I'm excited to see you here. Today, we are going to be talking about what are the weapons that beginners need to be focusing on. Whether you're joining us from Nintendo Switch, whether you are actually just a player who's played a while but still wants to improve. I had a friend call me the other day, say, hey man, what am I playing Lifeline? What should I be using? This video is for people like that. But it's also, if you know what I do, I'm an esports caster. You might hear it in the voice as well. I cast high-level Apex. It's going to be applying these tips to what I know as a professional caster and what these pros are doing to get ahead of the game. And basically taking the 5 weapons that pros use very, very well and applying it also to what beginners need to invest in and start using right now to improve their KDs and improve winning more games. Now, unless you are a player who has 30 kills a game and you got 12,000 viewers on Twitch and, hey, Asu, what's up, man? Hey, Dizzy, you still watching? Oh my God. Shroud, I didn't see you in there, man. Okay, we'll talk later. But unless you're one of those 3, this video is for you, okay? This video is about my players who want to improve, and we're going to get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about, the first weapon, is the R301. In Season 8, the R301 is a beast. And the reason R301 is so good is it's just so reliable. And one of the things we're going to break down, too, is why weapons are where they are in this situation. Now, in pro play, I've seen more pros using the R301 than ever. I've seen more people in pubs using the R301 than ever. Why? Because it's consistent. And it does something that none of the other weapons do. There's these moments in time where weapons don't get any major buffs, they don't get any major changes, but because of the ecosystem around them and what other people are using and what people decide is popular, they become powerful. And that's what's happened to the R301 this season. One of the main reasons I like it is the flexibility of range. You can see that I'm just as effective or more than effective with this Ranger, this 3 times scope. And I think this is a really important thing to remember when you're playing a game like Apex Legends. You're not always up in somebody's face. You can, and it's got a decent hip fire. It allows you to move and assist, but it's also got this level of range to where across the map, even if you're missing a lot of shots, you can be valuable. That's one of the things that the R301 brings to the table, that double headshot bonus. Unlike things like the alternator, which really consistent, really good, but it's not going to give you that 2 times. You're not going to get up to 32. The R301 is going to take you from 14 to 28, and those big headshots make a big difference. So if you want to get used to it, beginners, this is a great weapon for medium, close, and long range, but it's also just a really reliable damage outputter, and you're going to get your biggest damage games. I guarantee it right now. Using R301 for a day, you probably have your biggest damage game than you've had in a week. It's just that good. Let's move it along to another. I'm going to keep this in my hand to elucidate a point about the Wingman. Now, the Wingman is a weapon that pros have always used, but I wanted to give you guys a reason as to why. This is like investing in stocks. Remember when GME was going on? You want those day stocks? The R301, that's that day trading. That's that stock. But when you talk about the blue chips, you talk about the Apples, the Google, Amazon, Ford, stuff that just, maybe Ford might be bad, you know, Tesla maybe now. You really want to invest in things that are going to, if you put time in, give you so much more back. And that's what the Wingman is. The Wingman is one of the only weapons in the game that can actually 1v3 teams. Now, most of you jumping into Apex, if you're new, are like, dude, I can't beat a team if I try. This isn't COD. I can't get a couple of headshots and just, you know, beat them. That's the way Apex is designed. It's a team game. A couple of the only weapons in the history of this game that have been able to get out of that is the Wingman. One of them with a skull piercer and a heavy extended mag allows you to really just 2-tap people if you want. But that's not the big reason the Wingman is so good. Yes, there's a lot of value per bullet. 45, that's pretty strong. It's decent from all kinds of ranges. You can use this 2 times, which I like, which gives you a little bit more range. It's a little harder and a little different than the 1 times HCOG, which is probably the preference. But you can also actually rock this without a scope at all. You can just throw that to the ground. You can rock it without a scope at all early game, and it's just really good, especially when you have extended mags. Now, one of the big reason this weapon scales so high and is so good is because in Apex Legends, I'm going to get into this in another tip video, it's not about hitting the enemy. Whoa, what? Wait, this is a weapon guide? It's not about hitting the enemy? This guy's crazy. No, I'm not crazy. Let me explain. It's about not getting hit by the enemy. And certain guns do that better than others. Every gun, when you are using them, has a certain speed. This is your walking speed. Now, if you take your gun out, you'll walk faster. Excuse me, put your gun in, you'll walk faster. Take your gun out, you'll walk this speed. Same for the Wingman. But the difference is, when I'm moving with this, and I zoom in, I go really slow. And when I do this with the Wingman, I stay exactly the same pretty much. It's, I believe, in like 10%, maybe it's the exact same as far as ADS speed. Every weapon in this game, almost outside of shotguns and Wingmen, have ADS penalties, aim down sights penalties, meaning you will go slower when you are aiming down sights, which means that for that guy shooting you, you are now an easy, slow-moving target. And so a lot of players try to get out of it. They try to, quickly do all, crazy stuff and, all that. At the end of the day, yeah, you could try that, but the Wingman, whether you're fighting, aiming down sights or not, you're still moving just as fast, and that's what makes it so good. You can basically not get hit really easily and still have that huge movement. So you see these pros like, what? You're trying to hit this guy. He's back and forth. He's crouching. That's why this weapon is that good. That's why you spend a day, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a game, 1-2 games a day playing with the Wingman. You'll see a mile of benefit from it after a week or so. Trust me, invest in it, especially if you're new, because you'll be learning everything anyway, so why not? Let's get into another big weapon of the season, and it's one of my favorites right now. I think this is one of the things I've seen pros value over the Wingman currently. I've seen them value this over almost any other weapon, to be honest, except maybe an R301 or a Volt or an R99, and that is the Flatline. The Flatline is super good this season for several reasons. One, the Anvil receiver is back, and I'll get into that in a moment. But one of the best things for a beginner to know about the Flatline is it's essentially a little bit of a harder recoil to control. You'll see the way it goes, the pattern. It's a little funky. But one of the best things that makes it better is the headshot bonus. Look at this, 19, 38 to the dome. What that means is you get one of those, see that? One of those lucky bullets. Oh my God, all of a sudden somebody's deleted. And in the hip fire, it's almost even better because you're just like this and you're just randomly hitting these big headshots. For someone who doesn't really know how to aim, and we talk about aiming and movement and strafing, notice, I'm not really trying to move my mouse too much and do all that. I'm moving my body a lot, right? And you're kind of trying to keep it closer to them. The Flatline wins in almost every duel. And you know why? It's just those big headshots that happen. And it's also fantastic from ranges. You look at the R301, and you look at the way maps are going in Apex Legends. Let's just talk about that for a second. Maps are getting bigger and bigger. Kings Canyon got bigger this season. Every map is essentially expanding. And so the ability to do damage from range and also up close, you're seeing that play out in the weapon meta. So this is something to pay attention to and something to invest into. Let's also talk about the fact that the Anvil receivers here, put that on the single fire mode. Hello. It's really good. Look at that. Now, you tell me that's not good. Whoa, a little rubber banding here. Okay. But let's go. Oh, my goodness. What the heck is going on? Let's go to 30-30 repeater. I'm seeing a lot of value coming out from the Flatline. I mean, it's almost the exact same. So if you want basically an assault rifle and you want a 30-30 repeater in your hands, pick a Flatline. Basically what I'm saying. And I think that spells a little trouble for 30-30 repeater balance coming up. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the second to last weapon, which is a great weapon. A lot of you guys kind of always talk to me about and say you should do it. What's up with this rubber banding, dog? What's up with the rubber banding, dog? And it's the G7 Scout. Now, what's so good about the G7 Scout? Show you right now. G7 Scout is still such a consistent weapon. It has a very fast fire rate. There was a little rubber banding there, but that's the normal fire rate that you're going to see from the G7 Scout. It's effective from so many different ranges. You can't put a sniper scout scope onto it, but you can really delete people. And I've seen people take 1v3s against other teams with this weapon only. And part of the reason they're taking those 1v3s so easily is just because this has such a fast fire rate. It has that basically double headshot bonus. It's not quite. They've nerfed this weapon a lot. And that should tell you how good it is. I think it stopped becoming in the eyes of a lot of the players, but this used to be faster. This used to hit more, and you could tell the range that you're able to play at. This is a weapon that you want to get used to. It's better than a sniper, in my opinion, because, again, it does have a slow aim down sight speed, but you're going to be a lot more maneuverable. You're going to be able to fire a lot of bullets, do a lot more damage than just that one-hit sniper, and then basically try to go back in your scope and line up a headshot again. This is a pressure weapon, and in high-level play, pressure is always fantastic, especially when you force someone, hey, a couple headshots here. Oh, okay, wow, they got to heal. That's it. That's all you need to do. Your team's down. They're worried about you. Boom. That's all you do. You pick back up. Boom. That's it. And their shield, now you have time to heal. You throw your dome. You do whatever you want. And not to mention characters like Horizon who can take advantage of high level, right? Basically high ground. I've seen this before. One of the best plays I saw this weekend was with Tiyun. He basically just did that from the top of here. Look at this. I killed 3 people. And I'm at the top, and I'm just finished my ability. That's the power of the G7 Scout, no matter what scope you use. And let's just talk about it, too. Hip fire is pretty great. Early game, you get pretty fast and pretty accurate hip fire. So This is really why I think this weapon has to be something that beginners start to use more and more. We have to encourage beginners to get used to this weapon. It is that good. And also, I believe that this is something pros are currently abusing right now. Snipers are not quite in the meta, but there is one sniper that I think might be the best weapon in the game per bullet, and it is the charge rifle. This is a weapon that this weapon got nerfed so many times, I can't even tell you guys. When this weapon came out, this was the ire of every single person in Apex Legends who played at a high level. It takes 2 attachments to fully gear out. Look at it, 2 things. I get a scope and I get one of these, and I'm decked out. This does hit scan damage, and I get, if 116, I want a headshot, I'm hitting 116, and if I want a body shot from anywhere, I'm hitting 90. And look at how much ammo I have. Look at the damage I've just done. And this is why pros abuse this weapon. Because when you're in a situation in the high level and say, you know, we get over here and we find our camping spot, and we know the circle's going to end here because they're looking at the map. They're saying, you know, where's our circle going to land and where's it going to leave us? So we got this high ground. We're going to end right here. And all these players are moving. They've got to rotate. This means I get instant damage and I pressure them. I slow them. But not only that, say I have an Evo shield and it's only, I don't know, level 3, level 4 heading into that, I'm getting my red Evo off of this just because of my charge rifle. It's so consistent. It's so guaranteed. I could do this for hours, for years, for millennia, it feels like, just because look at the ammo. I've just shot so much, I've done so much damage, and still it's there. So if you are a player thinking the charge rifle has been dead, charge rifle has no value, this weapon has been one of the most consistently valuable weapons per bullet, per attachment that exists in this game. You compare this to the G7 Scout, which takes an extended mag, it takes a scope, it takes a stock, it takes a freaking, what does it take, a barrel? Let's look at it. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. It takes a barrel, it takes a mag, it takes a stock, and it takes a scope to equip, versus charge rifle takes 2 things and I'm ready to go. Do not sleep on the charge rifle as a new player. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to hate that charge rifles are coming back a little bit more. It is what it is, man. Hit scan. It works. That's what pros abuse. That's what this video is about. Now let's move into the weapon that I think a lot of players have a disconnect with, the Mastiff. A lot of players say the Mastiff isn't good. Oh, do you think the Mastiff's better than the PK? You think the Mastiff is crazy? I'm hitting 12. Yeah, I know a lot of people do hit 12s with this. I hit 12s too. That's not why the Mastiff is abused, and that's not what the Mastiff means for you high-level players. And I'm adding this bonus because I think this is something you all need to learn if you're confused about it, because I know a lot of people are. The Mastiff is the best shotgun in the game right now. The PK, sure. If you know how to use it, sure. But not everybody does. So we're going to just go and say the Mastiff is the best shotgun in the game. Why? I can take off someone's shield instantly with a shot with the Mastiff. The EVA 8 has a very hard time doing that. The Mozambique, unless you have hammer points, very hard time doing that. The reason when you take someone's shield off, they cannot be aggressive anymore unless they're just willing to all in you. And when you all in, that's a bad situation. So all of a sudden, I've won the fight with one shot. If I do this and jump onto somebody, right, and I hit that shot, I've won the fight. Essentially, unless they have a Mastiff as well. There's really going to be nothing that they can do. I'm 200% with a full shield more healthier than they are, right? 100% more healthier than they are in terms of I have twice the health. Now, one of the other big things that people don't understand is when you get someone here, you kill someone there, they go down. They have a shield. The only weapon in the game consistently that can one tap outside of hammer points when someone is downed and you want a shield swap is a Mastiff. Shoot them. Say they go down. Boom, they're down. One shot. You kill them instantly. Down them. 100 damage, because that's what these up-close bullets do. Over 100 damage. That's the big number. You finish them in their down state, and as this box is falling, you hold E, you armor swap, and now you are back in the fight. This is one of the only other weapons in the game that can third 1v3 enemies. You do that. Boom. You killed them, right? He's down on the ground. Boom. You do that. People are shooting at you. You armor swap his shield. Now you get back up and you start fighting again, and you repeat the cycle. This can go on forever. The Mastiff is that good. Stop sleeping on it. These are 5 weapons that new players need to use, pro players abuse, and I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Never give up, never stop gaming. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.